Hi, welcome to Algebra 2 Trig, Period 7. I'm Miss McCormick.
And I am Miss Mapp. And I know some of you all are wondering why your child may have two teachers. Well, I am specifically a special education teacher, while Miss McCormick is a general education teacher. We have started a program here at West Ranch High School where we are integrating the special education students into the classes with general education students. No student in the class knows who is in special education or who is in general education. The wonderful thing is that all students get the support of two teachers in the class, two teachers during flex time. And so it's just a great thing for all students in the class. The first thing we want to discuss are the behavioral expectations of the students while they are on the Zoom calls. While they're there, we want to make sure that they are on time every day. Parents needs to stay on during the class unless they have permission from us, which means they would have sent us an email letting us know that they needed to be off camera for the day. The microphone, make sure that that is muted unless you're answering questions or the teacher has called upon you or you have a question. Make sure you're treating everybody in the classroom with respect at all times. Be focused on the lesson. Nothing outside, no outside conversations or devices. Make sure your student isn't on their cell phone. And if a student needs to get up to use the restroom or even to print a document that we have put into Google Classroom, just please make sure that they send a message via chat to either one of us, and we will, of course, give them permission to do that. And just to stay logged on throughout the entire class period until dismissed by one of us.
Okay, as far as grading, there are only two components this semester because it's not clear how long we will be on distance learning and whether or not we will have a final. So classwork, homework, and notes goes under the assignments category, which is 30% of their grade. All quizzes, tests, and the final, if we end up having one, fall into the assessment category, which is 70%. And the grading scale is pretty standard. As you can see, 90 plus is an A, 80s is a B, and so on. So that part should be fairly familiar to your student.
Next, let's talk about homework, classwork, and notes. Homework will be assigned Tuesday and Friday, sometimes on Wednesdays, especially when we have a normal week. Remember that if we miss a Monday, then the schedule kind of scoots over and the Wednesday schedule does not exist anymore. Every assignment, they can find that on Google Classroom, and it is due the following class period, and they turn that into the Google Classroom. Homework, it can either be a video of one of us giving them notes and they just need to follow along and take the notes along with it, or it could be a worksheet based on what we have done in class. Any classwork assigned that is not finished during the class period, they can complete for homework and then turn it in later. The preferred method of turning in assignments is using an app called Cam Scanner, and that turns each document into a PDF, or using Cami. And this allows the students to do the work on the worksheet. Students that are not able to use either one of these can create a Google Doc and place a picture of their assignment onto that Google Doc. And students are expected to show all work if they want to get full credit.
Okay, talking about assessments, we will have real-time assessments. So all assessments must be taken in class with the camera on and finished before logging out. All work must be shown to be eligible for full credit. That's really important. We're grading on the work. Assessments should be submitted using the same method to submit assignments. So again, via Cami when it works, PDF, occasionally a picture if nothing else, and again through Google Classroom. Students are allowed to use a scientific calculator on quizzes and tests, but it's considered cheating for them to get help from other people, to accept a copy of any type of exam, or share it, or to use outside technology such as PhotoMath. Students may be allowed to use notes on their quizzes and tests, but that's at the teacher's discretion. So they should just make sure that they verify that. To avoid getting late credit for anything turned on time, and this is actually assessments or homework, classwork, the student should make sure they click turn in, okay? If they load it, sometimes students forget to click turn in, and then it shows as late. So they should just make sure they did that. Before any unit tests, the class period before, there will be an in-class review with a review sheet. And before any quizzes, there won't necessarily be an in-class review, but your student will get a review sheet to work
on. Okay, so absences and late work. Please make sure you let the teacher know if you're going to be absent ahead of time. We'll still put everything on Google Classroom. Also, please call the attendance office with any absences so that they can mark that in the system. Students have one class period per day from their absence. So for instance, if they are absent on Tuesday, while everybody else's work is due on maybe Wednesday, theirs won't be due until Friday. Okay, so they have that one extra class period. Tests or quizzes that are missed due to an absent must be taken via Zoom during that flex time. So they would have to set up with either myself or Ms. McCormick when they would like to take that test, and we will meet them on a Zoom call in order for them to do that. Email one or both of us in order to schedule that. Again, late work, any work not turned in when it's due is considered late. Students may turn in work through the end of the unit. So right now we finished Unit 1 and we're moving on to Unit 2. So we're no longer taking work from Unit 1. But we can, as long as we're in the unit, they can turn it in for up to 60% credit. Assignments turned in after the end of the unit will be marked with a 0, but we will mark it as turned in so that you can know whether or not your student turned that in. And the same standards of quality apply to late work turned in as to work turned in on time. So if you turn it in late, it still needs to show all of the work that you did.
Okay, as far as contact information, the best way to contact is via email. That's the most consistent. So my email address is here, mmccormick@heartdistrict.org. For extra help from me, I'm available every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday using the classroom Zoom link from 1:40 to 2:30. If that time doesn't work, have your student either talk to me after class, obviously via Zoom, or email me to set something else up.
Okay, and for me, same thing. Please send an email if you need any help for your student. For me, because I teach a lot of different classes and with different people, the best way to set up a Zoom meeting for me for extra help is to send me an email, and I will set up a separate Zoom to work with your student.
Okay, thank you very much.